Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for coming to join me. Since my last video, I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole on needlecraft and sewing journals. You may recall in my last video, I'm doing a couple of journals on sewing theme using the kit So Fun from Amy at Crafty Cat. And just as I started those, Mrs Cog put out a sewing journal as well. So I thought, well, I may as well get that printed and make it at the same time. It's a lovely kit. So what I've done is I'm using an old book that I've got, the Big Book of Needlecraft, and that's going to be the cover. So there's going to be 4 signatures, and it's going to have a soft cover spine made out of this fabric. So I've kind of got that bit planned. I've put ruffles on the edges of them. I've used the beginning of the book, the start, the front page piece. I think it's about from the 50s, this book. So I've done like a flip out with that, and I've used mostly Mrs Cogs images. This is Amy from Crafty Cat again. So it's got some beautiful images in. I've done some quotes as well. I've stuck my page together, nothing new, nothing new there. That one's from Amy as well. So it's a bit of a mix. But these beautiful pages are from Mrs Cogs. And I kind of thought, I've used book pages as well from the book. So that's as far as I've got. And I kind of thought I want to do a flip out. And I think I'm going to do it in the second signature. So I thought that I would put the camera on and let you all have a giggle with me while I get my knickers in a knot doing it. So my thought is that I'm going to make this into a pocket, and I'm going to have a flip on here. Okay, so that's what my plan is. To kind of cut down on time, I've used 2 pages from Amy's kit that I've just, because I only photocopy on 80 GSM, so I've put 2 papers back to back. Phew, yes, they are the right way round. And I think what I'm going to do is, which way do I want it? My idea is that it's going to fold. So I think I'm going to do it kind of like that, so that it'll open like that, and it'll open like that, and you've got a pocket there. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. Okay, so while I've got it in my mind that I kind of think I know what I am doing, let me measure this this turnover bit here, because that's what's going to be my page. And I guess if it overhangs slightly when I stick it on, I can always trim it off, can't I? So that measures 1/8 less than 2, so that's 1 7/8, isn't it? So I think what I want to do, and if it goes wrong, well, it's only paper and I can print it again, can't I? So I want this to attach onto there. This may be a bit disjointed because I'm still thinking it through what I want to do. So I'm going to score down there 1 7/8. One day I'll get a scoreboard that goes all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to fold it that way, aren't I? Because I want it to be on like that, onto there. And then that is going to fold back on there. There, I've committed myself now. So that it will open like that, and it will open like that, and there'll be 2 pockets there. So far, so good. So what I want to do to start with, I think, is I want to attach this to this page. Sorry, I'm still trying to think what I want to do or how best to do it. I want this stuck on there, don't I? Because that's going to be the pocket. Yeah, okay. I'm going to commit myself to it. And I'm going to put glue on here. And on there. Right. I suppose what would have been a good idea would be for me to have made a prototype to see if it would actually work. But where would the fun be in that? So this is it. You're my trial, folks. We'll trial it out. And like I say, if it doesn't work, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'll go back to the drawing board. I think I'm going to stitch this on as well. I think that's what I'm going to do. And how best to get this on here? I don't want it hanging over here because obviously that's going to be the back page. And I've got a crease mark there, but I'm going to put some paper over that, so you're not going to see that. Yeah, I've got just a little overlip. Overlip? Is overlip a word? I've no idea. Overhang, I think, is what I meant to say. So I'm going to trim that off. But as I said, I am going to stitch it. So that's my page that's going in the journal. This is going to be the pocket. I folded it over like that. And it's going to fold back against itself like that. And then it will flip out. That's going to be stitched down there. And I think I'm going to stitch it down the middle. And have two... Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock you. Sorry, have I been out of focus? It's because I'm trying to concentrate, isn't it? Right, let's concentrate. What do we need to do? I want to make that into a pocket. Do I want it to be one big pocket? I think it would be better to be two pockets, is what I'm thinking. So 8 inches. So at about 4 inches, I'm going to stitch it. So I'm just going to put a pencil mark there to stitch it. But first of all, I'm going to stitch down there. And then I'm going to stitch there to stitch it on. And then I think, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Do apologise, folks. Right, I'm going to stitch it there, opening my book page up. No, I'm going to stitch down there, down there. I'm going to stitch that on there. And then I'm going to stitch around there. Right, I'll be back in one moment. Okay, so I'm back and I think I got it sorted. I've sussed it. So I hope I haven't confused you too much, but what I've ended up with is a fabulous flip out. Look, and I've got pockets there and everything. So I've got 2 pockets there. Shall I just put it back into the journal so that you can see what I've done? It is a little bit bulky, but I'm quite happy with it. Okay, so this is my signature. So as we go through it, I've got a front page there. I'll probably just put a corner pocket or something just there. That one there. This is the pull out, so it's going to pull out there. There's going to be 2 pockets there, and then it pulls that way so that you've got those images there. And then it's a page that turns over. And then you can still write on that bit there. So I am pleased with that. Yeah, I love it. So I want something here to show that it's a one of those pulley things, a tab. What have I got? Oh, actually, that might be... I know it's blue. Does it matter? There's such a mix of papers and things in here. I want it to be... Oh gosh, I've started pulling those threads, look. I want it to be bright and sparky. So if that was on there, it would show that it was a pull-out. And it opens that way, so that you just see the lace there. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will put it on there. So let me open it up. I'm just wondering if I want to put any buttons or something on it before I do. What else have I got? That one's got buttons on. Once you start looking, these are just a few clusters that I've made, so I've done some stitching on them. That looks quite nice actually on there, doesn't it? Messy sewing on the back, but it is quite pretty, look. I did some little, don't know what they're called, spider webs and some French knots on it. Does that show that it's a tab? I suppose it doesn't, but it kind of defines it. Do I need a tab? I'm really being very indecisive, aren't I? Oh, I think I like that, because the pink brings out the pink in that, and I can stick that on there and it can flap over to the other side and the greens go. Yep, so I think that's the one that I will use. Decision made, Carol, well done. Okay. So let me open that out, because I don't want to glue that page together by accident. And if I do it round like that, then that can actually stick out. I might cut a bit off the back, just so that it's not going over quite as far. And then I will glue that on there. About there. Okay. I will use Fabri-Tac for this, only because obviously I'm gluing fabric and I want it to stay on. So hopefully my Fabri-Tac will play nicely with me. And that will as well hold those stitches in place as well, won't it? And that sticks out there, brilliant. So that's glued on there. Just take that out, and I'm just going to put it on the back. Hopefully you can see I've not keep going out of frame today, don't I? Got my thinking cap on, you see. I can't think and craft. Well, that's the first time I've done a video with something that kind of just came to mind, that, oh, I wonder if I could. I know it's nothing new. I know, you know, lots of you out there that are very clever in what the journals that you make with all your tucks and things. You've tried all sorts and they look fantastic. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Yeah, that goes in there, doesn't it? And that goes there. So right, so now that we've put the tab on it, let's see what we think. Let me just move you slightly. So we've got the journal page there. Turning it over, turning over. Oh look, there's a tab there. What does that do? Pull it out. You've got two pockets there that I'll put journal cards in, and you've got two pockets there, and then it turns over to the page. Do you know, I can't tell you how thrilled I am that I've done that. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'm going to do something else with you. These pages are also from Mrs Cog, and I'm just looking for the paper that I cut them from to see remind myself what they were called. And of course, there we go. It's patched journal cards. So it's quite a long one, and I thought it might be quite useful. I've got this long envelope, and what I thought was, it's not going to go into this signature, it's actually going in the last one. But what I wanted to do was put it on the back page and have it as a flip, so that you can use it as an envelope to put something in, but then I will put something on here that you can write on or decorate it. I might just decorate it so that you can still write on this actually and cover that. So I'd cut part of that flap off. But I thought, because this envelope is just about the height of that. No, it is the right way. I'm sorry, I was just looking at that writing there. I am going to put that on there. And I've cut that lady out, and I think she's going to sit up there. And then I've got Tracy's patchwork. I like that up there actually. Tracy's patchwork labels. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll open that out so that I can stick that on, and then I'm going to trim it off because I'm not going to use all of that envelope flap. Right. Well, that's 2 decisions I've made in one session, folks. Just checking I've not got too much glue on my glue page. So I'm trying to do a few videos ahead of myself on these journals, but I kind of feel I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew trying to do 3. But as I say, it was just kind of that little rabbit hole that called me and I gave into. That's a bit wonky. Let me try again. And you never know if the envelopes are level, do you? That's not bad. That's okay. Just stick that down. And I'm actually going to cut that off there because, as I said, I'm not going to use the flap, all of it. What I mean to say is I can cut it off because I'm still going to have a good ½ inch there that I can use as the hinge. That's the word, isn't it? Use that as the hinge. So I'm going to just trim that off there, like so. Get rid of that. Give myself a bit of room. I don't like to put the fold in here while it's wet, but I do need to know where it is. That's not too bad actually. So I'm going to fold that over, and that is going to be the flip. So that will get neatened up. I can cut my edges now, can't I? So just cut those down out the way. And I think I've got choices to do before I actually just put it into the book. I can use it, cover this, and use it as a tuck spot in there, which means that you just have to be a little bit fancy cutting round that. And I might do that actually, because one of those is going to fit, isn't it? Let me see if I can find them. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cut this to fit on there, and glue that on. So the way that I would do that is I've put this in here, slipped it in, drawn around it, and if it fits, well, I'll be giving myself a pat on the back. I'm cutting it out just inside that pencil mark, I know it won't fit perfectly. I've done this before and it never quite does, but it's a good starting point. Oh, actually, that's not bad, is it? So it's still got a little bit round there, look. Happy with that. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to try and get it to fit better. I'm just going to try and glue it on. And then hopefully it will fit. If I can get it lined up. I wonder if I'm best to line it up there. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Pleased with that. Okay, so I'm not wedded to where it goes in the book. So if I just show you, I don't think it was this page, was it? That's the one that we've just done, isn't it? No, it isn't. This is the last. Yep, this is the last page. So this is where I was thinking of putting it. So that would be the flap, the hinge part. Okay. So that would go on there. It would hinge open like that. I'll put some paper down on there to hide that. And then I just need to put something on here to cover that. Now I've got this, that's one of the cards as well. It doesn't need to go all the way in. And actually, if I do it like that, that could be the hinge, couldn't it? And I might even be able to use that as a tuck. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I do think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put some glue on there so that I can attach that bit. And then I'm going to put a bead of glue, or the glue stick, down the bottom. Oh, and I've stuck it to the page. Careful, careful. Right. So I've put some glue along there, and I've put the glue on there. And then I'm going to try and ease that in there. It doesn't need to go all the way in. And I wouldn't expect for 1 minute that I've got that flat, or straight, I mean. But I'm not going to worry about that. Actually, I don't think I've got it too bad. So that would go there. Sorry, folks. That's going to go there. That's going to flap like that. And I may or may not keep this piece of paper on it. I'm going to leave it on for now so that I can think about what I want to do. But I might decorate that up and have that as a pocket as well. But it would need something on this edge because it blends in too well, which might mean I end up covering that. But we will see. We will see. One thing at a time. I wanted to get some elements made and then I can think about what I'm going to put where. So rough idea in my mind where things are going to go. So I wanted to put that lady on there, didn't I? Quite like that. She does blend in quite well, I know that, but I actually quite like the tones of that, so that's what I'm going to do. Decision made. Let me just get rid of that sticky page. Oops, dropped my glue stick, so we've now got glue everywhere. That's going to go, have I got that level? Yep. That's going to go there. And then she is going to go on there like that. Do I want a label or something underneath her? Oh, I don't want forest labels, do I? I don't know if I can reach them. Numbers. And sorry, I'm bashing you. Oops, I'm bashing everything. Sorry, folks. Just break my light while I'm at it. I don't think we want written authority. Do we want something a bit brighter? I've got sticky fingers now, haven't I? I don't think I do. Oh, petticoats. That goes, doesn't it? I think it has to be petticoats, doesn't it? How funny that that was right on top. Let me think about where I want it to be. I'd like her foot not to cut. Oh, yeah. So if I do it right, I'm going to stick her on so I can see where she comes to. But then I won't stick her foot all the way down until I've just got petticoats in. Put her like that. And then that can go underneath her foot. Do you ever do that when you're looking for things? Something just kind of falls off your shelf or just makes itself known to you that it's waiting to be used. That seems quite relevant to what you're making. Tidy up a little minute. Glue. Okay, where are we? So that's, can you see her? So that says petticoats, and it's one of Tracy's labels, that lovely lady. And then that's going to flip out like that. I think I will end up cutting that off because it's quite stiff. I want the glue to dry first, but then I can use it as a, haven't glued it down, have I? No. I can use that as a tuck spot in there. So I think I've had quite a productive afternoon, and hopefully you've enjoyed what I've made. So only 2 things, I know, but I'm not the quickest, am I? So my lovely little flap out. How cool is that? I might put something over there. I don't mind that you can see it. It's where the pages would have folded. So I'll think about whether I want something on there or not. And then I've got that lovely lady that's going to go somewhere in the journal. I'll decide what page I want her to go on. I did want her at the back, but this might become the last signature. I'm not sure yet, but there we go. I'm happy with that. Thank you so much for coming to join me. I hope you found it useful, and I'll be back shortly. Take care all. Bye bye.